welcome along to episode 7 of The Gudger Presents More Than a Club, a football manager West Ham story. My name is The Gudger, and last time out you saw us go up to and including the New Year's Day fixture against Bournemouth. So let's jump across live and we'll see how we got on there. And as it can see here, the form recently has not been that good. Last time out you saw us, we beat Bournemouth 3-1. That was a quite comprehensive victory. They only had 3 shots all game. After that we have been a little bit spotty, to say the least. Next up was Preston in the FA Cup. That went absolutely fine, no problems there whatsoever. It took us a little while to break Preston down at the London Stadium, but on the stroke of half time, Kyle Walker-Peters breaking into the area and firing in his first of the season. Then 2 minutes later, still in the first half, Pablo Fornals gets to the byline, pulls it back, and Divin Mubama gets his first goal of the game. It was eventually chalked off as an own goal. 5 minutes after second half, after half time, Pablo Fornals makes it 3-0 with a cool finish, being put through by Orford, who is a young player being drafted in. Absolute carbon copy for the second one just before the hour mark. Orford feeding Fornals, playing on the left. He cuts into that. And then Kyle Walker-Peters on 67 minutes gets to the byline, pulls it back. Paquetá hammers his goal in first of the game. And then Orford feeding Emerson in the 73rd minute. Gets it back. Orford, Walker-Peters. And that's a hat-trick of assists for young Orford. And Kyle Walker-Peters' second goal of the season. Both coming in the same game. Orford had an absolutely fantastic game forward. He's a youngster who's been doing well in the under-21s. We pushed him up to see what he's like, see if he could play the game. He's got all the attributes needed. His vision needs to improve a little bit, but he's got his touch, his passing, his technique's there, his decision making is fantastic. His stamina will improve when he plays more games. He's only 18. So he's on the up and up. This is one to keep an eye on. One that I will be keeping an eye on. Probably move up into the first team next season. You can play in that central midfield role or push forward and play in behind the two. He does need that vision to improve before I play him up in there. But that was a really, really good game. Gets us through to the 4th round. It's a result that we expected to happen, let's be brutally honest. After that, we played Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's such an imaginative name. And that was ended 1-1. A disappointing result. We were on the back foot, but we had the lead until late in the game. Just after the half-hour mark, Pablo Fornals on the left squares it across. Johnson lets it go, drops to Bowen, and left-footed hammers it past Vicario to give us the lead. We held on to that lead despite being battered and hammered and hemmed in right up until 10 minutes before time. Kurt Zouma having an absolute meltdown and just gifting it on a plate to Brennan Johnson. We've done so well defending and holding them and keeping them at arm's length, but it was a Kurt Zouma error which then cost us the 3 points. Still, away to Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is not a bad result. I was disappointed but happy at the same time. After Spurs, it was Watford in the FA Cup 4th round, and this was another regulation by the book win. 20th minute, Fornals lifts his free kick in, Watkins nods it down, Kudus lifts it over, and then Paquetá, reaching for that volley, manages to poke it through. Stayed that way until the 92nd minute when a Bowen corner met by Souček to make it 2. The scoreline doesn't show the whole story of it. 18 chances, 9 on target. They had just 5 shots all game. We really were in control of this. 56% possession. So it was an easy fixture to manage. We didn't have to change anything. We didn't have to step anything up to get the win. It was a regulation by the numbers FA Cup victory. After that was Everton. Now here was a disappointing result. There's no two ways about it. It was 1-1 at half time. It was 2-2 at full time. Now this is one where they'd score, we'd score. Paquetá with an unlike him misplaced pass. Danjuma feeding Calvert-Lewin, who strokes it home. The VAR did have a look at it. It was held up though. 2 minutes later, still in the first half, Ollie Watkins to Fornals into the area, pulls it back. Pickford couldn't hold on to it, and it drops to Paquetá, making up for his error in the first goal. 5 minutes after the second half, Emile Smith-Rowe opens his account, new transfer, we'll get to them in a minute. But then with just under 20 minutes to play, Calvert-Lewin turns provider as he drifts one into the back post, and McNeil out-jumps the fullback, who he didn't need to out-jump him, he didn't even jump, and it was 2-2. It's one where the draw was probably a fair result. We had more chances on target, we had more possession, we had a higher XG, but we didn't dominate. We were massively more in any one point or another. Areola played a poor game, 6.2. So it's disappointing. I mean, Ollie Watkins a 6.7. Leonardo came on, he had played a 6.4. So it was. If you look at the numbers, it's probably a fair result, but I was disappointed come the end of it. After the Everton game, it was Aston Villa. This is the first game in February, and one where, despite being at an absolute advantage, we shot ourselves in the foot. Half hour in, Fornals riser tackle, pulls it back, and Jared Bowen inside the 6-yard box to tap it in. They then went down to 10 men. 7 minutes into the second half though, despite being down to 10 men, Tony Martinez, former West Ham youth player Tony Martinez, makes it 1-1. 2 minutes later, just 2 minutes later, Zaniolo, Tony Martinez breaks through, and it's a low drive across Areola, and the 10 men of Aston Villa took the lead, and it stayed that way until the 82nd minute, when a Bowen corner was met by Kurt Zouma, and it finished 2-2. Again, Villa, despite playing the best part of an hour with just 10 men, had more possession, massively more possession, more shots on target, a higher XG. We were woeful. We really were. Ben Johnson playing a 6.2, Areola again with 6.4, Emerson on the left at 6.4, Smith-Rowe, Paquetá, Ollie Watkins 6.4s and 6.3s. We were not at the races. Sure, Aston Villa are riding high in the league at this point. They are top 4, but we really should have capitalised on them playing with 10 men for an hour, and we really didn't. Up after Aston Villa, now bearing in mind in the league we are now 3 games without a win, all 3 of them draws. Up next was Sheffield United, and a result that was pleasing, very, very pleasing. We were back on form against, let's face it, a poor side. Mo Kudus proving his dead ball ability on 18 minutes 22. We take the lead even further with Watkins meeting a Smith-Rowe corner, and then just after the half-hour mark, Jared Bowen with a deflected strike off Relvis, and it is the own goal came off his backside, I believe. Into the third half, another Kudus free kick, this time played to the back post. Aguirre rises highest to make it 4-3. I'm losing track with this lot. 7 minutes to play. Sheffield United knock one back. Luke Thomas, a local lad for myself, hammers it across goal and it's turned in by Larouci. 4-1 win. That was nice. Again, not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Pakatara 6-6, Bowen 6-4. However, 20 shots, 8 on target to their 5 and 2. 60% possession. That's what I like to see. Keeping hold of the ball, creating those chances. That was a lot better. But Sheffield United are not a good Premier League side. After that, it's Man City. I'm not going to go through the goals of this. It's depressing. So many of them. We shot ourselves in the foot with 2 really bad passes for these. In fact, no. Let's. They generally are. We are the authors of our own demise with these. So very much so. We lost 5-1. We deserved to lose by far more. 9th minute, Kurt Zouma gets the ball, holds on to it till he's closed down by Haaland, and he releases Bernardo Silva. That was 9 minutes in. 12 minutes in, we can't clear the ball properly. Kyle Walker gets to the byline, low and hard, goes past 2 defenders, and that makes it 2-0. Just before half-time, Mateus Nunes from the halfway line feeds Erling Haaland, played on ridiculously by Ollie Scholes playing at left-back, makes it 3. 65 minutes, Nunes again picking up in the centre circle, feeds Bernardo Silva, who does what he does and just finishes with such class. We finally wake up a little bit just before the 70-minute mark. Mo Kudus, Ben Johnson, Ward-Prowse, Ollie Scholes from distance. It's going to make no difference to the result whatsoever because Kurt Zouma plays it back to Lunin, Carter Vickers, Ward-Prowse gives it straight back to Erling Haaland. Honestly, those poor performances. Kurt Zouma for the first goal. He's normally been so dependable for us. Ward-Prowse, his passing is one of his strong suits, but just again laying it on a plate for, of all people, Erling Haaland. So we lost at the Etihad Stadium 5-1. Kind of, it's the result we expected. There's no two ways about that. Up next was Nottingham Forest. Back in the league again with this, and we were in control. 59% possession, an XG of 2.43, 18 shots, only 6 on target, but they had 11 shots. Not many of them challenged us at all with this, but it was a late goal from substitute Marcus Leonardo on for the poor performance from Ollie Watkins. It's a 95th minute goal. Scholes throw to Smith Rowe. Scholes gets the byline low and hard, and Leonardo gets in front of his man and manages to poke it home from a yard out. I will take any and all results at this point just to get a little bit of momentum back again. We had been on such a really good run of form in the league. Massive run all the way here. The previous, before the Fulham game where we lost there, we'd lost 1 since September. All the way through in the league without losing Fulham in there. But then to lose to Man City in that fashion as well was really, really disappointing. A lot of draws, which is something we need to keep an eye on and maybe do something about. After that was the 5th round of the FA Cup. It was Liverpool away from home at Anfield. Only one thing's going to happen there. We lost comprehensively. We only had 7 shots all game. They had 67% possession. We got exactly what we deserved. We're not going to look at the goals of those. After that was Chelsea, and the Chelsea one is the last game that we have played recently. It was 1-1, a battling performance. No one really on any massive domination. They had a lot of the ball but didn't create a great deal. So Chelsea took the lead early doors, inside the opening 10 minutes. When Nkunku gets inside of early Scholes and fires past Lunin. Disappointing, but they scored early at least. Gave us lots of chance to get that chances back. And it was in the second half, just past the hour mark. Smith Rowe lifts across beautifully to Bowen at the back post, who rises above Desai and gets the equaliser. Andre Lunin was man of the match. He played an 8 in that game. But 8 shots he's faced in total, 7 of them on target. They only scored 1. That was particularly good. Again, Scholes disappointing, Leonardo disappointing, Fornals, Benrahma, Ollie Watkins, Lucas Paquetá. So many poor performances across the board with that. That brings us up to date. We're doing okay. We are in 8th place in the league. That said, we are only 4 points from European football. Man United, we are only 4 points away from us. And we are 5 points. No, sorry. That said, we are 8 points from Champions League football. Aston Villa currently hold that spot in 4th. They're not out of our range. They're not out of our range. But this 5th, 6th, potentially 7th spot, if the coefficient goes our way, is where we're looking for finishing. Somewhere we're 5th, 6th, 7th, and I'll be happy. We are still in the Europa League. We have got that game up next, the first leg of the knockout stages. We are away to AEK, so we'll come back when it's game day. And we are back. It is game day. We are out in Athens. It's AEK versus West Ham in the Europa League knockout stages first leg. And we have, by and large, a pretty fit squad. There is no one out now with any long-term injuries apart from Aguerd, who is out between a week or two, but we have cover there. We have the extended bench, so we will take advantage of that. The squad is pretty much staying as it is. Smith Rowe has come in. Is a little bit of a rocky start to his career to us, but coming in as a deep line playmaker in the central there. We've changed it a little bit, tweaked it from that roaming playmaker to be a deep line playmaker. So that's working a little bit for us, working a little bit better with him anyway. And we are looking good. I'm positive about this. We're sticking with a positive mentality despite being away from home. We are the favourites. We've got to go for them. We've got to give it a go. Keep an eye on Lucas Paquetá. His form at the moment is 6.46. Not good enough for a player of his quality. So we will be looking at maybe giving him a little bit of an extended leave from the squad if he can't pick up the form. But we're good to go, and it's game day. AEK have lost their last 2 on the bounce. We are a little bit inconsistent, as you can see here. 2 wins, 2 losses and a draw in our last 5 games. This is a match we should be winning. Let's make sure we do. Let's pump the fist on that. Okay, Malang Sarr is motivated. Everyone else is composed. At least we didn't upset everyone. Bum, 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 bum.
Alright, let's go!
So we have West Ham in the claret and blue, the famous claret and blue. AEK in the yellow shirts with the black shorts. 10th minute. good tackle. Paquetá, Bowen. Oh, it's a poor touch though, and dispossessed down the line, but that's fine. Smith Rowe down there covering. Played back to Lunin. Malang Sarr. Souček. Zuma picked up a booking already. We're only in the 9th minute. Mo Kudus. Inside, switches it out to Max Lowe. Lowe down the line. Bowen's after it. First time shot. What a finish! What a finish from Jared Bowen here. Bounces and it's an acrobatic volley past the keeper with no chance, and 10 minutes in we're 1-0 up. Hint of offside, but he's timed that run, curves it backwards to perfection, and a beautiful bouncing volley there. Okay, it's been a good start. Let's give them a little bit of praise on this. AEK have had Levi Garcia injured. Okay, everything's playing off over a little bit on the half-hour mark though. AEK retaining possession after the free kick. Bowen does well to intercept. It's a poor clearance though. Why is he going across the goal? Oh, it's schoolboy stuff. You don't clear across your goal. Swung in, back post. Souček picks it up. Okay, now we can hit the counter maybe. No, we just not playing the ball in time, and now it's end-to-end stuff with AEK in possession. No, but they've missed it, and Watkins is onto it now. It's 1-on-3 to the edge of the area. Goes for goal. It's over the top. Okay, 5 minutes before half time. Oh, unmarked on the edge of the area, knocked down, and oh no, it's no goal. He was offside. VAR says no goal. Okay, so we've dodged a bullet there from that potential long throw. On the edge of the area was left unmarked. Okay. Well, we've got issues with anywhere. Kudus is not having the best of games. Neither is Kyle Walker-Peters. And we need more possession. No two ways about it. There we go. Hands together. Disappointed with how little possession we've had. Okay. Start the second half. Elsewhere, we've got Atalanta beating Newcastle, Liverpool are beating Red Bull Leipzig, and Betis are beating Ajax. Corner to AEK, swung in, it's headed out. Walker-Peters is after it, he's on it. Can he keep this counter going? Plays it down the line, Jared Bowen's there, he's all on his own. Dispossessed, and it's launched back. And here comes AEK now. That's a Malang Sarr, great defending. Again, we just can't keep hold of the ball, and I think the flag's up again. Yeah, no goal. Offside again. Dodged another bullet. Mo Kudus now down to a 6.5. Andre Lunin, great save. Right, Kudus and Paquetá both on 6.5s. We can look at getting some of these swapped out as soon as this highlight's finished. There we go, right. So, yeah, we've got Mo Kudus on the right playing poorly. So let's get, what should we do? Let's do Leonardo out. I'm saying it, Benny? Let's get Benny. Benny out there, but we'll swap Benny and Jared Bowen around. And then Paquetá for Ward-Prowse, but then swap Ward-Prowse and Smith Rowe. So that should be better there. Kyle Walker-Peters not having a particularly good game, so let's just shore up the defence a little bit as well and bring Ben Johnson on there. Okay, half hour to play. We have the lead. Into the last 20 minutes. Possession has not shifted our way at all. Lunin onto that free kick, played down the side, trying to feed a striker in. Looking, launches it long. Smith Rowe knocked it down to Watkins. Souček plays it out to Max Lowe. Max Lowe gets to the byline, pulls it back. Oh, straight to a defender though, and AEK can hit us on the counter. Max Lowe's out of position. Swung over, Lunin with the punch, drops to Mohammadi, and it's a goal. There's the equaliser. They've been threatening it all game. Lunin's good punch was coming out there. Mohammadi though hits it from the edge. It comes a deflection off of Johnson's boot. It's not an own goal, but it is the equaliser. They've been threatening. Andre Lunin is 6.3. That's not the best. Okay, all right, 92nd minute. Can we scrape an advantage from this before the end of the game to take back to the London Stadium? Short corner, Bowen and Lowe. Oh, and then Bowen's shot flashes wide. It's gone for a corner on the other side. Ward-Prowse taking this one now. Will it be short or will he throw it in? It's short to Lowe again. Lowe swings it over, back post. Comes out, Ben Johnson, no, nothing there. And that's where it ends. It is 1-1. Not a bad performance, I suppose. It's a fair result. They were massively on top second half, and they kept the possession through the entire game, but they were at home, so it's kind of expected they would have the possession. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully, trust the process will be successful. A lot of people having poor games here. It's the disappointing one was Paquetá. Wherever he's gone, he's even disappeared completely from there. Yeah, the disappointing one is Paquetá. It's Paquetá 6'5", Kudu 6'6", Ollie Watkins 6'5". So there's not really, and the keeper, who I think have been thrown under the bus for their goal with the punch. We've not lost. We've got a goal. We do the business at our own ground, and we should be golden. That's where we're going to give it now. We are going to call it a day on this one. The next video, we are going to play the rest of April and what else are we going to do? We're going to play the rest of April and come back to play the Burnley game there, which will leave us with the end of season 4, episode 9. And so yeah, that's been that so far. Very, very spotty. A lot of draws, not a lot of green on this recent form here, but we're still in the European. You're still in the Europa League, still in the European competition, still in contention for Europe for next season. That's still possible, and all in all, we're going all right. We're pretty much where the board want us to be. At the end of the season, they want us to reach the latter stages of the Europa League, which we've done. Record a top half finish. We are more than managing that at the moment. We are pushing for Europe. They wanted us to be competitive in the FA Cup. We got to the 5th round and got knocked out by Liverpool. Competitive in the EFL, got to the quarter-finals and again got knocked out by Liverpool. So all in all, we're doing okay. We have brought players in. The players that we brought in January brought in Andre Lunin, Emil Smith Rowe and Cameron Carter-Vickers. Cameron Carter-Vickers from Celtic. a 26-year-old English with an American second nationality. Just really because Kurt Zouma says he's not going to renew a contract, so he's going to be going sooner rather than later. He will be Zuma's replacement long term. Bravery, heading, marking, passing, tackling, work rate's there, strength is there, pace is there. He's got everything you need to become that next level defender for us. Yeah, so that's where we are for now. So that's it. That's where we are for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Any advice, any players, any formations, any tactics, any tweaks to what I'm playing, backseating very much allowed. I'll be back for the next video. Have a good Christmas. See you in the next video.